Okay, joining me on the program to discuss this further is Oke Epia, who is the Executive Director of Order Paper, a multimedia legislative interface. And of course, Order Paper joined us in carrying out this investigation. Okay, thank you very much for joining us on the program. You heard what Honorable Angulu Zachary Dobi has said. Well, slightly different from what he told us the last time we had an interview with him. First of all, I mean, he took our team now to around, I think, 5 projects, and he said those 5 projects were the money now meant for the dam. Those 5 projects were the projects now constructed with the money meant for the dam, and actually said, well, that implementation was around 80% done. What do you make of some of what he has said?
Well, Deji, thank you yet again for keeping focus on this running story. Clearly, we are heading somewhere, and like I did note to you the first time we spoke on this program, is that there are several, malfeasance that surround the entire constituency project schemes that we need to focus on and ensure that the scheme is reformed to get the benefits of democracy to citizens of this country. From what you can see, the legislator is trying very hard to shift the focus away from the main issues. What are the main issues? The main issue primarily is that a budgetary allocation for a community that he represents has been altered or has been tampered with, denying that community, as it were, the benefits of the dividends of democracy. And that is, for me, is one of the things that constituency projects sought to cure in the first place. So, I mean, by denying the community the benefits of that project is the issue that we must keep in focus. It's not whether, he has done the projects elsewhere or not. But, again, the question of, tampering with the budgetary allocation has remained. He has not quite addressed that from what the feedback I get from your other interface.
Yeah, absolutely. He didn't address that, basically saying that, that he feels that he has the right, and since it was done by himself and the agency, that he feels he has the right to do that, and it's actually not the way it's done. It's basically not legitimate, and it's not
we're running a democracy where there is separation of powers, where each arm of government, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, they know their bounds, they have their functions. The budget document is within the ambit of legislators. Within the legislature, they have the powers to alter anything they want to alter. But once it becomes a law, by virtue of assent, presidential assent, it becomes a law. And like I said in the first interview, not even the president has the powers anymore to alter an item in that law. So if the legislator insists that he has the right to change what is in the law, I mean, this is the document. This is the 2016 appropriation budget, the federal government budget. And as you can see, zonal intervention projects, all of this is listed here. And let me open just any random page. You can see the signatures on each of these pages. These signatures further authenticate that this document is the law of this country. It's been signed and assented to. So for any individual, for that matter, to come to say he has the right to alter a project that is supposed to benefit a community that he represents, I'm afraid I don't know what to call that anymore. I would not join a debate in that regard. The
budget document, it's very clearly stated in the budget document that the project was Kwaku Dam project. But now you have Honorable Angulu saying, well, that the project was not meant for Kwaku alone, that it was Kwaku and Ki, another community as well.
Yeah, say that again.
Yeah, I mean, in the budget, the budget document itself says the project is Earth Dam project for Kwaku community. But now, and Honorable Angulu confirmed that when we spoke to him the last time before now. But now he's saying something different altogether, saying it's that the Earth Dam project is for 2 communities, saying that it's for Kwaku and another community known as Ki, and that both communities are supposed to split the project, in equal part of 75 million.
Yeah, but you've seen the budget document yourself, and I have it right before me. The budget document doesn't say Kwaku and other communities. But let's even assume that that's what the budget document says. And I've said before, I won't join that debate because this is a law of the country. If anybody has any issues with the law, there is where to go seek redress or clarification. But what I'm even saying is, let's assume that that's what he has said is correct. But what about the project for Kwaku community? What has happened to, you saw the chief, the community head of the community saying that they've never seen him. So talk less of having a project cited, from his constituency intervention projects. So it's clearly, I say again, I will not join this debate with whether or not it's not in the budget document. What has happened to the community that he swore an oath of allegiance to represent in the National Assembly? I think that's the question they should answer, not dodging the issues about it is for Kwaku and other communities. That's begging the question.
And one other issue I just want to speak to you on, the lawmaker saying what he got in 2016 was 150 million, and that the other projects we thought that we had actually said were for him were actually for the senator representing that senatorial district, that Senator Philip Aduda. And so that all those other projects of solar-powered boreholes in various communities were actually for Senator Aduda. But then the question is, even if those projects were for Senator Aduda, how come he's going to execute the same kind of project now in the same communities now that Senator Aduda supposedly has executed solar-powered borehole projects?
You see, Deji, one can understand his plight. He's being put into a spot where he's now made to explain public resources that are supposed to have gone through, through him, But again, this is one of the clarifications we need to make with respect to constituency projects. The monies, as it were, are not necessarily given to lawmakers. If you check the budget document,
absolutely,
it says that this is for this constituency. And so long as you are the one representing that constituency, either as a senator or as a member of the House of Reps, you should take some level of responsibility for the projects. But it even goes beyond that. It states clearly what constituencies, it gives in geography, the coordinates of the constituency that you represent. So how can you then say that, okay, these are not your projects, but when they are listed under the constituency that you represent? But be that as it may, let me bring this up again. If it says it got just 150 million, as it were, in 2016. So what is invariably saying is that of the about 2.6 billion naira allocated for the Federal Capital Territory in the 2016 projects for zonal intervention projects, it got just 150 million naira. That's what it's saying. And it represents the 4 critical backwater communities of Abuja. Would you believe that, Deji? So I think, like I say, I will not join issues with what the budget says. What is important in this case is, look, we want to have constituency projects. How do we want to have it? Do we want to have it around an organized policy, legal framework that ensures that the benefits of democracy gets to everyone who should get to it? Or we want to have it run around with this level of opacity, with this level of ambiguity, such that we're able to create all of this confusion?
Okay. Very quickly now, how do you think, what kind of reform do we need in this whole constituency project thing? Because the fact is that you need, the whole process needs reforming.
There is no begging the question. Clearly, we need to reform the constituency project scheme if we decide that that's the way to go. Many people have called for it to be scrapped. I mean, you know that people think that this is just a conduit pipe for corruption. Personally, I think that, yes, it's a good scheme. I think that it can actually bring the development closer to people at the grassroots, but we need to organize it around a policy legal framework. It's a shame that we have billions of, public resources allocated and expended every year without any framework, not even a law guiding constituency projects at a national level. Even in Lagos, where you have a law for constituency projects at the state level, I'm not sure to what extent it is transparently implemented. So you cannot be expending billions and billions of public resources without any policy organized framework around it. We need to determine, first of all, how do we ensure that there is inclusivity? How do we ensure that citizens are carried along in determination and the implementation of these projects before they actually put on the budget? How do we ensure that during implementation, citizens are also involved, such that we do not have the kind of corruption that is alleged to surround the scheme continue to happen? These are the questions, and importantly also, how do we ensure that the budgetary process, you look at the budget document, for instance, is sometimes opaque. It doesn't give you the kind of clarity that should make you understand that, okay, look, I can pigeonhole this allocation to this individual and you can't run away from it. Now you have these allocations for his federal constituencies, and it says to you that no, look, it's not only these constituencies. So the budget document itself, the budgetary process itself needs to be clearly spelled out. It needs to be clearly reformed such that some of these, escape rules, as it were, we can plug them and people can be held accountable, for public resources that are put under their, their name, under their auspices, and so the benefits of democracy can trickle down to everyone.
Okay, Epia, thank you very much for joining us on the program and for providing some clarity to this issue. And I think we'll just have to rest the case on Kwaku and probably move on to something else. And I think people should just wait to find out where next we'll be going, right?
Exactly the point, because there's a whole lot coming up. Like I said, we should not be joining issues with the gentleman who represents the constituency question. He has questions to answer to his constituents, and let him go deal with that. There are other issues that would come up as we continue to implement Construct, and we encourage citizens to go on the Play Store, Google Play Store, and the Apple iOS Store, download the app, Construct, and continue to see what has been allocated in the budget for your constituency and begin to demand
very important
answers to questions.
Very important. Okay, Pierre, thank you very much for joining us on the program.
My pleasure.
Well, that's it on the program. If you want to watch it again, it's just simple. Just go to our website, tv360nigeria.com. You'll find this program and lots more there. You can also follow us on our various social media platforms now. You'll see this program, of course, and plenty more on those various social media platforms. Well, thank you very much for watching. I am Deji. I'll see you next week.